Good evening, world. Welcome to Jew's Word. Got my guy Sway back up here.
What it do?
Where you been? When you been ducked out at, Sweezy? Where you been hiding at?
Man, you know me, I'm low key. Out the way, boss.
I know that's real. I feel you on that. Episode tonight, guys. I had to cancel the last live a few weeks ago. Family issues, but everything's sorted out. God is good. The episode tonight is about grief. And when you think about grief, when you think about it, it really takes a toll on your whole world that you built around these people that spent time with you for long periods of time as a child, raising you, special moments, holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, etc., etc. Grief is really a tough subject. A lot of people really don't like to really too much touch on grief, but we're gonna touch on it tonight because the only way you heal from a situation is you address the situation head on, no matter how uncomfortable it is. That's what this podcast is all about, having uncomfortable conversations. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump in head first. So everybody experiences grief. Everybody experiences grief. And everybody's affected by grief in different ways. And that's dependent on, I think it's your mental and your spiritual maturity that allows you to handle grief and death from your loved ones, from a homeboy, this cousin, auntie, grandmama, granddaddy, mama, daddy. The closer they are to you, the harder you're going to take it. But I think your mentality and your maturity level spiritually and mentally really aids you in that journey and accepting what is. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that, Sway?
I mean, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Grief is a part of life. You're going to lose somebody. If you haven't lost,
right,
man, you're a blessed person. But it's just not it's not all about, you know what I'm saying, death. Like physical death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The loss of certain situations in life, relationships, things like that people can't, all the time get over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, death is the majority of it, but the death of any situation in your life can cause you grief and can, you know what I'm saying, put you in a mental spiral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of y'all gotta deal with, some of y'all gotta either seek help with, you know what I'm saying, outside, or like we always say, you know what I'm saying, you gotta do that shadow work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
for real.
Yeah, it's just a part of life, man. You gotta take it for what it is and move on however that suits you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why, like you said, like it's not so much as a physical death. It can be taken in several different ways. And I think that being spiritually mature is really the aid. That's like the band-aid to help you get over grief or losing loved ones. Because when you understand spiritually that, what's up, Ty? What's up? Appreciate you tapping in, sweetheart. When you understand that on a higher spiritual level, that hey, when they die, that's not it. It's just the shell that they were in. You know what I'm saying? If you really in a higher spiritual level, whether you're a Christian, whatever you consider yourself, and everybody looks at death different depending on the region. It's really supposed to be a celebration, and you're supposed to cry at birth because you're going back to the Creator where you came from, and there's no more pain, no more crying, no more hurt, no more anything. So, I mean, it's all about, like I said, like we said before, you look at the cup half full, half empty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's healing from it is you have to really do the shadow work that Sway spoke of, that we've been really been on this high value, high vibrational journey. So it's like you working on yourself, like understand the depth. I'm gonna say understand the depth of the situation and when it comes to death, and understanding them as full, as understanding like, enjoy every moment. Take all the wisdom they've given you, they've blessed you with, and apply that to your life and live in a way that you know they will want you to live. They don't want you to be stressed out and worried about it. They want you to accept it for what it is. They want you to move on, and they want you to take the lessons they taught you and make you a better person, apply it to your life. Because it definitely affects you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Like, you can't control when you have ways of death. There's nothing wrong with you crying about that because you're not a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people label that. Like, I just did a reel about emotional release. And it was more geared towards black men because we don't express ourselves. But even with grief, that plays a part in it too, because I remember when my dad died and my Uncle Paul, he was like, Julie, is you okay? And I was like, I'm straight, I'm good. And he looked at me and said, you know it's okay to not be okay, right? And man, when he said that, man, that jump, like I shattered. Like, that jump was crazy. That was a dark time. That was a dark time right there.
Like I said, black men especially, but men in general, you know what I'm saying? We, regardless of the situation, we're always told to man up. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that. And we seen, I don't know about you, but the men in my life, the older men in my life, I've never seen emotions.
Mm-mm.
You know
No, you didn't. You really didn't.
Never seen emotions.
You did not.
Especially at our age, 35 and up. We come from a different, color cloth. You know what I'm saying? So, seeing the uncles, you know what I'm saying, the cousins, the granddaddies, daddies.
Even the grandmamas and aunties was solid. They were the main ones telling us not to cry.
Feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that and then it probably resonated a whole lot more coming from the men in the family didn't speak.
Yeah.
It was the women telling you, man.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
Yeah.
Man up, boss. You know what I'm saying? So it resonates more when it coming from a female, even though we never seen the men in our lives shed a tear. Maybe I might have seen an uncle cry, and that was my grandma died. You know what I'm saying? So
it's probably the most I've seen too. I don't think I've never seen my dad cry at all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
I've never seen him cry at all, not one part of my life.
And now we coming to a point in life where we're getting it's okay. You feel me? Like you have to let those emotions out in order to start the healing process.
Yes. And that's, like we said, grief is our topic, but that grief, the emotions ties to so many different things, and I got some more episodes coming up. We're going to talk about emotion release. The next episode is going to be episode 31, what it's going to be about wisdom comes from death. Death brings wisdom. So that's the next episode. We're going to talk about that, but we're just going to talk about dealing with the emotion of grief, like Sway said. Like, all of that stuff, like, even, it's sad when you can't even cry when somebody passed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been so crazy weaponized, and we're so afraid to express our emotions when it comes to losing a loved one. Because I ain't gonna lie, like, I was fucked up. I ain't gonna need much cap. Like, I'm the first one to admit, like, I don't care about dropping tears by somebody that was close to me, my grandmother, my dad, and my auntie. Like, they shaped my childhood because I spent majority of my childhood with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad folks. Yeah. Like, that's where I got my foundation core raising from right there. Because I was around them more than I was around them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, shoot, now I added to it. But it's just like crazy. Like, man. But, yeah, dealing with grief, it's a tough thing because you got to be able to, it has you depressed. You want to sit in the house. You don't want to open the windows, but you kind of do that to protect yourself because you don't want to show people that you're emotional, that you're hurt. But, death happens to everyone, everywhere. So when you look at it, when you really take a look at it and self-check, you know what I'm saying? Like, really take a deep dive and go down a wormhole about it. Like, nobody likes to show their emotions when they're dying, when somebody's died, or you have to be strong for the family. Like, who said that? Who made that law? But just because you crying doesn't mean that you're not being strong. You see what I'm saying? But the grief process, do things that you enjoy to do, like going for a walk in the park, going to work out, playing the game, take trips, traveling. Like, just think about the lessons they taught you and apply them to your life. And they wouldn't want you sad and grieving and upset and all balled up in a corner up under a blanket because they're not here anymore. You have to just pick up and keep going. You don't have time to. Life is so consistent and unpredictable. Like, you don't have time to sit there. Life will pass you by if you stay in that spot. So you got to keep going. So that also is how the world is transformed. That makes us not express our emotions too, because we don't deal with our emotions properly. I mean, granted, yes, counseling is cool, but counseling isn't for everybody. So, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say it's not for everybody. It's for those who truly want the tools to get better. You know what I'm saying? You got people that deal with stuff and they don't want no help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got people that go through stuff, and
some people are able to handle their own stuff. Some people aren't.
And even those people that can deal with their own stuff, still, they're not hitting. They need a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You can always, if like me, I'm self-critical, self-analyzing.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing all aspects and all sides of whatever situation I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I can come to him and talk about stuff. He can come to me and talk about stuff. But at the same time, I know I need somebody who has dealt with or has the learning to be able to be like, hey, well, you know, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That's one way to look at it. But,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at it like this.
Yeah.
And maybe this and deal with this situation a different way. So, like I said, it might not be for everybody, but, you know what I'm saying? Everybody needs an outside counsel.
Yeah, like an outlet to express their emotions. Yes.
And it's cool. Like I said, it's cool to go to your homeboy, your homegirl, your mom, your dad, whoever. But at the same time, you still need an objective point of view. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you
that's true. Yeah,
but it might not be the right thing that you need to, you know what I'm saying, snap you out of it.
Yeah, because, you know what I'm saying, our parents gave us so many ideology of going through situations they've been through. Hey, look out for this. Hey, look out for that. But the situation may be the same, but the attributes and the knowledge and wisdom and certain characteristics that are needed for them may not pertain to you. Right. You see what I'm saying? So it might take you different. You might go through the same thing your parent went through, but it might take a different type of spiritual awareness or mental and physical, you know what I'm saying, durability to be able to endure certain situations. Everybody goes through things differently. Right. You know, that's nobody experiences the same thing. It's always in different ways. But one of my bullet points I wrote down was, when you're going through grief, man, you feel like you lost yourself, you lost a part of yourself. Everything hurts. It breaks you down. But we have to get to a point where we're awakened spiritually, that we understand that you learn more from somebody dying than you do when they're alive. Because when they're alive, it's different when you see nephew to auntie, daddy to son, you know what I'm saying, daddy to son when you're a child, daughter to mother, because you only know them as what? Daddy. Right. But you don't know the fullness of them until you get older, then your relationship transforms with them. You see what I'm saying? Right. Then when you die, shoot, at your eulogy, you're going to have people coming, and the type of life you live, people are going to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad or ugly. And so when I went to bury my aunt in L.A., I knew my aunt was always the go to me because that was T.T. Prue. But I got to understand and see the fullness of my aunt and so much she's contributed to the Los Angeles, South Central area and the city, period. Just seeing her fullness and her greatness,
eyes,
yes, and the stories were beautiful, and my aunt was the GOAT for real. She was definitely the GOAT.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like, you might be you my bro, you feel me? But you might be everything that people do in their life. It hit people a different way.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's true.
The relationship I have with him, you know what I'm saying. It's not gonna be the same relationship I have with somebody else.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's you see the totality of that person through it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's eyes, because every relationship isn't the same.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Every relationship goes through different things, and you pick up things from other people, and you teach people certain things, and this, that, and the third. So you can really tell. I see stories all the time about like shit with you. You know, like I said, you lose a loved one, and when y'all have that gathering pre-funeral, after funeral, and you start to hear stories about what that particular person did, and what they did in high school, and man, we did this, we did that, and you know what I'm saying? You really get the full story, like you said, of that person, because you know, you don't see them.
You don't see it right
that way.
And you know when your dad, you know when your parents tell you stories, so maybe some outlandish stories, you be looking like that. I believe because you my daddy. That's some legendary shit right there. Man, when I got to LA, my cousin Jimmy, he confirmed the story that my dad told me, and I was like this. For real? He was like, yeah. I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, listen. Hey, look. Pops had that. Hey, Pops he lived a legendary life. I just say that. My guy, he was definitely legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my grandmother, my dad, and my aunt, definitely legendary. And grief weighed on me heavy though. Like, my dad was my best friend. That's who I confided in. So when he passed, it was just like I got quiet. I went silent, man. My mom was just like, Jill, you gotta talk. And I was just like, I don't know if I too much really care for talking for real at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? So grief affected me, like, even when I was my process of going through my divorce. Like, you know, dad died in the midst of that. So it was like going through divorce, boom, dad died. Year later, boom, grandma died. And now Auntie Prue. So it's just, grief affects people different. And it's an inspiration when it comes to death. You should look at death as an inspiration. And I know it is hard to see. And it was hard for me to see, but I had to understand my relationship with God and understand my level of spirituality to understand that, hey, this isn't the end. This is just, you know what I'm saying, this is the next chapter. You know what I'm saying? One chapter is ended, another one is opened. So, you know what I'm saying? So we have to look at death like that. Like, if they lived a crazy life, man, don't be right here trying to talk about Lil Pook in them in heaven. Pook did shot up the whole club, big dog. Knocked off 9.
But and you know what I'm saying? Like, on that side of things, bro, like,
that grief be different though, because you don't really know how to grieve off that. Because you like, dang, they was living that wild life, but then you be like,
but it's a good, even though they was living that good life, that wild life, somebody got a good story about them. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
Regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
even in the
midst of that shit.
Everybody has darkness. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We all have done some fucked up stuff. We have things that we're not proud of, things that God looked at us like, bro, now you know better. You know what I'm saying? But your mistake doesn't define you. How you live your life, it's all about your mentality, and it's all about the things that you put out into the world. If you put out negative, you're going to get negative back in return. You put out positive love, elevation, you know what I'm saying? Sharing knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So everybody will win. If that's your calling to do that, then you know that's what you're going to receive back. And even if the thing about it is, what I learned about my aunt was a renegade in a sense. Follow your dreams, invest in your dreams, and it's like just seeing her not. Because every parent in every household, what's up, twin? Thank you for tapping in, twin. Every parent in every household, they have a certain standard they want everybody to go by. This is how you must live your life. This is how you must, you know what I'm saying? This is the steps you need to take to be successful in life, right? But to go outside of that and create your own path, that's right there. That's the special thing. You're a trailblazer. my aunt, she was like one of the first 20 women to make it through the LAPD Academy in '69, bro. You know, they were letting black women be police officers like that, or black men. So for her to make that impact around that time, where everything was so racial sensitive, you see what I'm saying? Right. For her to make that big impact on South Central, where a lot of police officers came, a lot of Latinos came that was in the neighborhood of South Central. You know, blacks and Latinos were hand in hand. So the whole Explorer program that was started was to get them out of South Central, away from gang violence, this, that, and the third. And it was successful. And still today, that program still goes on. And all of those people that came to speak, all of them are grown now. And they were children then. Right. So now a lot of them become LAPD. So that was just a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? The reference for her, what you put out is what you're going to get back. So if you know they were a beautiful person, a beautiful soul, that should ease the pain, but harden it a little bit too, because you're like, dang. Of course God was going to call them back. You know what I'm saying? It's they tying it back with God, but you're going to miss that because you're never going to experience it again. All you have is the memories. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but her legacy always going to be,
always
going to go because of what
she Caps, what up, Cap? What up?
Yeah, but that's the good thing. I'm saying.
Yes, yes, twin. I got you, twin. I got you. I know you. Yeah, you should have been a part of the discussion, yeah. That we talking about grief tonight, twin. Yeah. Caps, you know, all of his experience grief in this chat right now. Everybody that experienced it. You definitely have to focus on and home in on things that make you happy. Yeah. Think about the good times. Romanticize about the good times that y'all had with them. Think about if they were here right now and I was in this state, what would they say to me? What exactly would they say to me? I just always tell my dad, hey, I want to be like you. I always tell me, hey, I want you to be better than me. Be better than me. Okay. So with him saying that and him putting that in me to always, my dad, I think, honestly, my aunties and my uncles, all of them, because my grandmother was a teacher. So, of course, she was going to push everybody to be, but she also supported them in whatever dream they wanted to do. So, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy, man. We just have to have a sidebar conversation, man. Like, it's amazing how God works and show you stuff when it comes to, it was hard for me to get on that plane to go to LA. Oh, it was so hard. Yeah. Bro, I thought about that because, you know, that's Kyrie's birthday weekend, too. So that grief was on me heavy. Like, I was like, okay. Yeah. But when I got there, boy, when I got in the city, I wasn't even much hang out to my folk shit. Just knowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen. That junk, it get hard. It get hard. You be like, God dang. I get thinking everything. What Cap said.
Grief can sometimes be a difficult thing to deal with, and it never really comes in the same way.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what
that's facts. Yeah.
Different people grieve different, and the death of different people gonna hit you different.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? It's a tough thing, but you know what I'm saying? You said those stories of how that particular person touched somebody else's life.
Man, what? Oh man,
make you feel a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough for me to talk about grief because, you know, I've had the death of my grandmother, who was the matriarch. I'd say she was like the head lady in my life.
Yeah.
Then I got the death of my father, who wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So the death.
You know what I'm saying? You would think, or as you said, you lost your daddy, that shit hit you hard.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And I was there for that, so I know how that shit hit you. But when I lost my father, it was like,
I don't even know this nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, for real though, everything though. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Even with me having that type of emotion about the situation,
mm-hmm.
I'm listening to my brothers talk about him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
I never got that version.
I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the...
You didn't get that version. But it's the age, the situation,
true,
the circumstance,
and it took me a while to understand that.
Yeah.
That part of, because my brother's my youngest brother is still 20 years old, 15, 16 years older than me.
Cap said a lot of times it don't hit as soon as the person passes. I know when my dad passed, it didn't hit me till after the funeral. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, what I was saying, it took me talking to my brothers about him in order for me to, but I still didn't have that type connection that they did with me.
Yeah. Yeah, your twin, when Jason's dad died, it changed me. Yeah. Man, death changes you, man. It's so much wisdom in death. And I'm trying not to combine those two episodes together. I'm trying not to because I want to do it separate. But wisdom brings so much. I mean, death brings so much wisdom because it changes you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You start looking at life more precious. You start valuing things that you never valued before. You take you all the way down to like the simplified form of life. Every little thing. So, yes. And Cam, you're right. Like, I think I grieved. When I got that call, I was grieving about my dad. When I got that call, I was grieving about my grandma. When I told about my auntie, because it happened at the same time, so it was like, I understood what was going on. But the fact, like you said, when you get there, and you in that environment, and you feel that energy, man, listen, that jump be different. Man, it be on you, like a monkey on you, baby. That's how that grief hits you for real, though. Like, because I think, I had to, when I was in LA, like, man, I was talking to my auntie, and it got closer, because the funeral was that Saturday, so it was like Friday. And so it was going to be a free day, but we ended up going to get my aunt reward down at City Hall in LA. And I think after I got their award and just hearing the things that they said about her, like, them gears started turning. And when I got in the car, because I was driving there with, so Jill was like, you good? I was like, she was like, I know, Drew, it's heavy. I was like, so we got back to the house, it was about like 8 o'clock. She was like, we had like a 30-minute conversation, and she was like, Drew, just go. And that's when, when I was on Hollywood Boulevard, I just left out the Airbnb, and I just walked down to Hollywood Boulevard. I just partook in the festivities and, just cleared my mind and, went to Buffalo Wild Wings, got me a few beers, looked at the Dodgers game, and that's what it takes sometimes. Sometimes you might need to take a good walk, just go get some fresh air, go get something to eat by yourself, not talk on the phone, not answer your phone. Like, and these last 5 years has been grief in the midst of everything, but God has really been He really has had me. I ain't gonna even count. Like, He has, because, like I said, counseling isn't for everybody, but I just felt like I didn't need counseling over the things that transpired. And I just thank God for that, because I ain't trying to pay no money to tell me what's wrong with me. Well, I'm telling you, boy, thank you, Jesus. You saved me a meal, big dog.
You said that's why, like, no, that's why I stopped doing this.
But they don't get expensive. The deeper you get, the deeper them pockets want. They want to go in your pocket. Like, wait a minute.
Unless you go through insurance,
like Drew said, that's the last straw or everything.
That's a bill, but like I said, I don't think every situation you need to, what I'm saying, go to counseling.
Yeah,
it's, what I'm saying. But when you have some heavy hitting issues, bro. Like, when you have heavy hitting issues that's deterring you from being your full you.
Weak twin.
That's when you need that.
But yeah, it's, man, grief, man, it's kind of like, I'm going to say this, going through grief is kind of like going to the gym every day when you hurt. Sooner or later, you're going to get addicted to that burn. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to get addicted to that feeling. And you like, okay, this is the feeling, and I'm going to use this grief and this hurt and this anger as fuel to do everything that they planned on doing that they're not here to do now. So I'm going to add that to my repertoire also. So now I can project and do, because I have to grieve the way I do because I got two boys that's watching me. Kyrie watched me like a hawk. Drew watched me like a hawk. You know what I'm saying? So I explain the situation to him, and I just, like I tell Kyrie, it's okay to cry. Just don't cry just to cry. Have a reason why you cry. You see what I'm saying? Like, this I tell him, like, I tell Kyrie all the time, be you. Express your emotion. Because the ways that my dad wanted to raise me and he couldn't, the things he wanted to do, I applied it to my life, and that's what I do for my boys. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how I maintain. That's my driving point, seeing the smiles on their faces, because I know this is how Dad want me to do. You know what I'm saying? Even Grandma and Auntie Jan, like, not Auntie Jan, but Auntie Prue and Grandma and my dad, like, just everything in my life right now, it just stepping out on faith, living. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to just accept that death and just be like, you know what? I'm going to make them proud because they still with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you have to turn that fuel, that hurt into fuel. But, it's not easy. I'm never going to say it's easy because it's not. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of nights sliding down the wall like Mary J. Blige, I promise you.
Twin, y'all going to talk, so I don't need But Cap said it, bro. That having to go over their final arrangements and stuff, bro. That's a different type of hurt, bro.
I got you, Twin. I'm going to call you, Twin. I got you.
That's a different type of hurt because I know.
Love you too, Twin. Be easy out there now.
I know, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be over somebody's final arrangements that.
Man, listen. And just having those conversations with my mom, like.
I don't want to have them.
I don't. Listen, they came to me with the conversation in the middle of grief. Like, my family has. And I've had these conversations, and it's not comfortable. It's very uncomfortable, but I understand the assignment.
I do too, but you ain't. It's tough. Like, you don't. Those women, bro. Those women ain't showing no signs of stopping. So for them to be talking about this, is what I want you to do. You ain't ready for it. And
you're never ready for it.
You're never ready for it, but right. Like right now, like I know you're my man.
Man, listen.
Them two ladies going. You feel me?
They on my ass like booty hell. I promise you, bro. I'm for real. That's how they on my ass for real, though. Everything they wear like booty hell about this, man. I know. I understand the assignment. That's all I'm gonna say. I understand the
assignment, but bitch, I ain't in class right now.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Like he said, you don't want to have them, but you got to. Yeah, you have to have them. Yes.
I'm not in class right now. I'm skipping that motherfucking class.
No, I'm sitting down. I got too much grief to go on that I cannot have that conversation. But I don't want to, but I have to have it.
I'm going to class when they call me and tell me I'm finna fail.
That's gonna be too much. See, this is the problem. And that's why we don't never have nothing together when folk die. Us.
No.
It be us.
No. I already know what to do. Yeah. I'm not finna sit and have this conversation with you. I already know.
Bro, you gonna have to have a conversation.
I had to listen with my grandma. This is my process with that this scenario.
Okay.
Even though I didn't plan my grandmother's funeral,
mm-hmm.
I was there
mm-hmm.
through all the steps.
Mm-hmm.
The church, pastor,
mm-hmm.
getting the casket, this, that, and the third.
So you basically was there doing it.
I was there doing it.
You got the full experience.
But I wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know the process. When my auntie passed of breast cancer, about 8 years ago. No. What's it, about 4 or 5 years ago, right after COVID. I was there. You feel me?
Yeah.
So even though I'm not in that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've seen the process.
You've experienced it firsthand. The process.
like my mother, she don't want to be buried.
She want to be buried.
She want to be cremated. My cousin
But
went
you
through
can't
this.
do that, but you can even respect that.
Yeah, my cousin went through that with his mother.
Yeah.
So I was there for that.
Yeah.
So I know the process. I just like, I'm not in the headspace. Like, even though I know the inevitable is inevitable,
Yeah.
I'm not in the headspace to deal with it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be.
As I said, it's your mental. You have to be mentally mature and spiritually mature. You gotta like. I'm not saying that you're not mentally spiritually mature, but
I'm not
it's levels to
there.
it.
You feel me? I'm not on that.
It's levels to it. It's levels to everything. Yeah. What Cap said. Cap, I don't know how you start this off. I somewhat try. Oh, okay, you somewhat try and mentally prepare for my mom's passing because I know I have to be our everything.
We on the same boat.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat.
Same
all of us.
Yeah.
On the same boat, bro.
Yes.
Like,
yes. On God. Yes.
That's something that.
Yes.
That's something that I know I'm gonna have to. And I already told my cousin, like I said, if that lady passed, after everything is done, I'm gone. Like I'm gonna need however much time. Well, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Don't bother me.
Don't call me.
I call you.
Deal with this shit.
Yeah.
And however long it takes me to deal with it, it's gonna have to take. It's gonna have to be done. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why it was. And I ain't gonna need much Cap. And I'ma always be keeping P with you. I almost didn't answer the phone today because I've been isolated, like just grieving. And I just been trying to work on things and get myself together and put in the shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Understand my journey, hit God clear on my path. And I was just like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do this episode. I had to cancel the last 2 weeks I was gonna do. I haven't done it live in 2 weeks. So, you know what I'm saying? Just dealing with the process of grief. I had to get my mind right. But it's been, you know what I'm saying? I had to jump back out here and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Because that grief take you down through there. I ain't even care. Like, I'm not my best. But at the same time, this time dealing with grief is different than the time I dealt with my dad. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, it's not going to be that. It's that relationship between you and your dad and you and your auntie.
Yes, totally it's different. It is, yes. So. But yeah,
Rashad, you right, man.
What he said?
He said you'll never be mentally prepared for.
No.
You
never.
Never won't.
No.
And going through it, going through seeing how my mom was with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And it was different between when my grandma passed and my granddad that passed because my mom was over both of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was a different type of. I'm 16, 17, finna have to drive my mama to the church because she couldn't.
Yeah, she couldn't function.
She couldn't function correctly. You know what I'm saying? She hadn't been meant to prepare herself for that shit. So it's trust me, you're absolutely right. You're never going to be mentally prepared, and you've been through that with your father. Even though I have with my father, that's a difference. That's a different.
Man, losing a parent is a whole other level, bro. Losing a parent and losing a child. Those are two things right there that's hard. I've never lost a child, but I know people who has lost children before, and that's just. I was supposed to have another aunt. She was between Auntie Prue and Dad. Her name was Michelle. And she was my color. Beautiful. She was so beautiful, sweet. Beautiful. And my grandmother didn't do that, but my grandmother never let that stop her. You know what I'm saying? She just kept going. And that was nothing but God right there that kept her, you know what I'm saying, through that process. So you never know what people go through. People deal with the emotions that come with it.
No, you don't.
Because I heard that when I was younger. But now that I think about it when I'm older, when I saw it in the funeral thing, it's like, dang. Grandma really didn't have a picture of her up. It was like probably one picture where it was her Auntie Prue on the same picture. Mm-hmm. They looked like twins. One was dark skin, one was light skin. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, 3 years old, like, something happened to Drew. Man, listen.
We ain't telling you. Rebuke everything.
Man, listen. Man, listen, either one of my boys, something happened to him, everybody catching his way. Everybody catching the fade.
And I didn't, like I said,
everybody.
And me, I didn't have to. If my partner's kids, something happened to them, you and Donovan, bro, like, I love you girls like they my own.
Yeah.
So if anything, bro, I'm, like, I was there when they had the twins there.
Yeah.
Bro.
I already know,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that joint rough, bro.
And I don't want to put that shit out there, but you know what I'm saying? That's a hurt that nobody should go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Parents shouldn't have to bury their child.
Yeah, but that's part of life, though. That's life.
You know what I'm saying?
Like Cam said, I guess I'm more speaking on the logical aspect because at some point we all got to leave this earth because it's a natural part of life. Yes, it's not even much logical. It's more just spiritual. That's just what it is, bro. It's logical and spiritual for real. Like we don't make it out alive. So you only get one life. There's no mulligan. Value every day because you only experience one day once. Like I said in my read, people who get it, get it. People who don't. So cherish that person, love that person. So when you're grieving, yes, you're going to feel those emotions, embrace those emotions. But at the same time, it's okay to say, hey, I'm not okay, but I'm going to be okay. There's nothing wrong with you saying that, even though sometimes that phrase right there is hard to even say.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to imagine your life without that person you just lost. So that's man, listen, I get it. I promise you I get it. Like, I've experienced more grievance in these past 5 years that I've experienced. And I know I was just like, Lord, whatever I'm going through, I know you got some big, but I know it's coming. But I just got to stay focused and stay locked in. You know what I'm saying? That's the main part of me going through this isolation phase. Like, just grieving. Like, dealing with my emotions, dealing with the lessons that God brought me from the death of my family and applying it to my life and just working on myself, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing what's best for you when it comes to grieving. If they don't understand you grieving and they don't understand that you got this going on and that going on and you just haven't talked and it's an issue, then just talk to them less. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them less. Pick your peace, your energy, your joy, and your love for yourself first. Put yourself always first. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. Because how can you be a better parent to your kids when you're dealing with grief, or be a better worker, or be a better husband, or maintain that standard that you set? Yes, the correct person is going to cover you when you lack it, but at the same time, your kids feel your energy. Your spouse feel your energy. Your best friends, your brothers, everybody feel your energy. So if you know that you're not going to be in the best place and you don't want to do all that crying around them, there's nothing wrong with you standing yourself. There's nothing wrong with you going for a walk in the park by yourself to deal with your emotions. Yes, sometimes you might want to go out with your friends. But sometimes, yes, you need that solitude. It's peace and solitude. It's a lot of peace that's in solitude.
And let's not, death is one, like I said in the beginning, death is one aspect of it. But let's not forget the death of something you wanted, or the death of your old self.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, you know the situation I've been dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? You done reached out, hey bro, let's go out. No, dog.
Yeah.
I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We on this journey of self-improvement.
Yeah.
We on this journey of self-elevation.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on that journey, you have to bury the old you in order for the new you to thrive and to grow. So the grief of shit, what I'm comfortable with, the grief of, you know what I'm saying, not being that person that I'm comfortable being, the situations that I'm comfortable being in, the mindset that I'm comfortable being in, the environment that I'm comfortable being in. You have to grieve that, because at the same time, you dwelling on the past,
okay,
and dwelling on the things that you have been doing
Mm-hmm.
will slow and retard the growth to experience. So I'm not dealing with the grief of physical death.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the grief of
Detachment. You detaching.
detaching myself from those things that weren't
let me-
serving me in a positive way.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
when you detaching from things, since we're speaking of death in the aspect of we switching it to what he's saying, let me blow your mind real quick. So since I've been on this journey, it's not that you're not being the person that you once were, becoming a new person.
The person you're supposed to be.
You're remembering who God made you to be. So when you remember who God made you to be, you go through things. Everything happens in your life, just like Judas was ordained to set up Jesus for 20 shillings of silver, right? So everything in your life that has happened to you, everything in my life that has happened to me, even y'all like that, is predestined by God and ordained for it to happen. And when that happens, a switch clicks and you wake up. And when you wake up, things that you used to entertain, you're not going to entertain. Things that used to interest you, it doesn't interest you. The things that you used to love to go do, the things you used to love to partake in, your interests are going to change. Your friends are going to change. Your taste in women is going to change. Everything is going to change. Your quality of life, the way you value things, your taste of life goes up. You're going to want to taste a better way of living. You're going to be like, man, this can't be it. Let me go ahead and elevate. Boom. You're going up. You see what I'm saying? So certain things has to happen in order for you to grow and to elevate. And that's also death. Death comes in threes. My dad and my grandma and my auntie. It was predestined by God for those to happen that way, for me to wake up and be like, boom, I learned a lesson from all three. So those three principles I can add to my life and pour that hurt into myself, pour that hurt that's in myself and turn that into fuel for me to strive and do better. That's what that's for. So we all got to understand that, man. When we go through death, hard time, breakups, relationships, divorces, everything that happens in your life happens for a reason, for you to wake up, to remember who God made for you to be. He made your goodness in your darkness. He named you and said you were good. That's something we cannot forget. We have to understand, and I challenge everybody who watching this live, whether you're tapped in or you're on the outside looking in, get to yourself, to your peaceful place, whatever your peaceful place is, whether it's a shower or whatever. Ask God to show you the things you need to improve to accept who He said you are, what He said about you. Accept yourself for you. Be yourself, 100%. I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. What he said?
That's Rashad. He said, Cam, man, I am logical as fuck. I use it in every single thing I do. But, bro, that pain throws all logic out the window.
I know that's real.
I shut down emotionally from the time I watched them pick her up from the hospital to the time I got home from the gravesite. Afterwards, till now, I felt consistent pain, and that was years ago. Nothing preps you for it. It breaks you to the point you can't explain. Trust me, do everything you can with her while you can. Try to leave the least amount of regrets. Spend many moments you can, as many moments as you can, because when that day comes, you will only think about what you could have, should have done. Logic fails quickly.
Facts. That's true.
Right.
But that's right though, because you can have logic, but bro, once you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally out of whack or overstimulated, that's a whole, man, listen. That's a whole nother ball game at that point. Yeah, logic goes out the window. That is true.
At that point, man, you living off fight or flight, man.
Yeah.
I watched I watched my partner um, deal with this when his mom passed, and that was, I want to say 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And to this day, he still has moments. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's something that you will never
You'll never get over. You learn to cope with it.
never get over.
You learn to cope with
That
it.
pain that you experience when you lose that person that raised you and really breathed into you.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never get over it. And you know what
No.
I'm saying? And,
You won't.
and it's okay. Because we knew that day was coming.
Yeah.
You just like the Lord say, you know what I'm saying? You know not the time nor the place.
Facts.
And you know what I'm saying? But it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's
inevitable.
coming.
Yeah, you just don't know when. But you just have to. That's why it's best to live in the moment. That's why I say live in the moment. Once you live in the moment, like cherish every single moment of your life, whether it's with your kids, with your parents, whomever it is in your circle, best friend, whatever. Because you never know when your last day is. I mean, you really don't. So live in the moment. Even when you're tired, you don't feel like getting up out that bed. Just get out the bed. Because I had to learn how to do that. Just working and coming home, spend time with my kids. Okay? I still have to be Julius. I can't just be daddy all the time. You see what I'm saying? I have to be Julius. I have to. One thing that kids love more than anything else is a healed parent. That's peace, that knows who they are, and everything like that. That's your children benefit the most. Them children seeing you happy, the children seeing you elevate, grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, that's the best thing that raises your child. Seeing a happy parent, seeing a spiritually grounded parent, a disciplined parent, mentally focused parent, emotionally intelligent parent. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff goes into it. So grief tackles all of those things. So we really have to learn how to, in a sense, work our way through it. Like we gonna have to find a way. That's why I say do things you love to do. Like if you like to paint, paint. If you like to work out, work out. If you like to go jog around the park, do that. If you like to, you know what I'm saying, like anything, play the video game. That's what you like to do. But also learn to touch grass, get some fresh air. Be around people who gonna help you laugh. That's gonna keep your mind off. You know what I'm saying, off of everything. Like give you a different perspective, look at things. That's definitely the main focus of dealing with grief. Loving yourself more and caring for yourself more is the key recipe, guys. We gotta love ourselves. We gotta pour into ourselves. We gotta take the necessary steps. Do the thing that you're so scared to do that you don't. I want to do that so bad, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But step out on faith, do it. Man, adventures are so important to dealing with grief. Going on adventures. I'm quick to catch a plane. I ain't lying. If I could catch a plane right now, I'll be out of this boy right now. Pew! Friendly skies. Call me flued out Jew. Flued out. Yeah. Flued out. Because I'm flying myself out. Yeah. But, yeah, man, explore, travel. Anything you can do that brings you peace and joy, that's what you should focus on in a moment of grief. You're going to have to deal with the grief and understand your emotions. Take time to understand your emotions. Get to yourself when you can hear clearly. Like, talk to God. Pray for healing. Pray for understanding. Pray for wisdom and knowledge. Ask Him to let you see the thing that you need to see in the midst of all of that chaos. Because one thing I've learned through life these last 6 years, with me having consistent deaths and just consistent things that just happened, but it never broke me. It just motivated me. It's really important to understand that all this stuff is happening for a reason. Nothing is just happening by chance. It's a lesson behind. It's a what to the why. This is happening. Okay. Why did this happen? Okay. What do I need to learn from this happening? You see what I'm saying? So that's what dealing with grief and everything. Like it's been, it's been on me since my divorce with my dad. So taking this time to carry that, and I've been carrying it, and it's like God ain't gonna put nothing on you that you can't handle. So all this stuff is happening. God felt like I was equipped to handle it, so that's why everything's happened the way it has happened. But at the same time, it hurts in the process of understanding what you need to take from grief and the lessons you learn from grief. That's really what it's all about right there. Ooh man. I done had some crazy moments where I just be like, what? Like, God dang. Like, you don't even want to talk, you don't want to be bothered. You just exist, you just be going and coming. That's how grief goes. Like that's how grief is being. But, I just thank God that I've not given up and just kept fighting my way through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do something to keep your mind off of it. Just enjoy life, live life to the fullest. Yes, live life to the fullest. Yeah, there's your add to that, big dog.
No, man, you hit it on the head, man. You just gotta, like I said, in the midst of trials and tribulations, man, that's when you really find who you really are, man.
Mm-hmm.
Find what do you stand on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, grief can tear a man down, tear a woman down to points where they've never been. You know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
If y'all out there dealing with any type of grief, man, and you feel like there is no way out, man, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Because
seek help. Seek guidance.
Mental health right now, bro, with everything that's going on, is
yeah, mental health is very important.
Gotta be better for tomorrow. Other than that, man, just stay prayed up.
Right, facts.
Reach out to somebody you can confide in, and just try to get better every day.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you, man.
Yeah.
There's stuff out here.
Yeah, you hit that on the head, because, like you said, you really gotta have a solid spiritual and mental foundation to deal with grief and at a high level of grief. If you ask God, definitely show you what you need to see. You just have to be able to be ready for it to accept. That's why I say you gotta accept what is and forget what was. You gotta just keep on moving. Life don't stop. But I appreciate y'all tapping in to episode 30. Episode 31 coming up next week. I'll let y'all know the date. Look out for content. Julius Parker III on Facebook. Jules Word on Facebook. Check out my IG, Jew_Caesar, eccentric.sauce. And you got my TikTok, Jew_Caesar. You got my Snap, Jew_Caesar. And you got my YouTube, Julius Parker III at Jews Word. I appreciate y'all love and y'all support. I pray that this helps somebody out there. Y'all tap in next time. Y'all come and join. Share with a friend. Let's have these good conversations that everybody's scared to have. Let's do it. With all the darkness in the world, you need some type of light. Don't let your light shine, don't shrink. Y'all have a blessed night.